Right, I'm not going to use the camera because it seems to be messing with the sound quality of the video, or the volume of it anyway. Anyway, this is the Strikers build that I like running. It's a bit weird, a bit mixed match, but it's what I use. I find it fun. It's engaging. And one of the common things that I see a lot of people put on Strikers for some bizarre reason, and a lot of the things that people tell me is I should run measured. Okay. Right. Oh, stretching. This is going to be good. This is going to be really good. Before we start, actually, while I'm stretching and warming up, I'm actually genuinely stretching here, by the way. I wish I had my camera on. You could see me stretching, warming up for this. Oh. Before we start, everyone, if you're in your PC or whatever, get a calculator out. Okay? Go on your phone, get a calculator out. We're going to play a fun game. We're using FAMAS, right? FAMAS has an RPM of 900. Do 900 times 1.3. Now, with any luck, you would have got this number, 1,170. That is our RPM with 30% increase. 1,170 divided by 60 will hopefully give you 19.5. We round that up to 20. That means we fire 20 bullets per second. 20 times FAMAS's base damage, 44,191, will give you 861,724.5. Rounded up is the same. FAMAS at base, 900 divided by 60. This will hopefully give you 15, so we fire 15 bullets a second now. Okay, FAMAS's base damage with a 30% increase. Hopefully that will give you 57,448. What we're now going to do is 15 times 57,448. Does this number look familiar to anyone? Now, hopefully by doing this little short exercise, we have determined that a 10, 15, 20, 30% increase in RPM is directly calculable to a 30% increase in damage. So if we now take the fact that 30% RPM is synonymous with 30% increase in damage, and just go ahead and read measured again. Top half of the magazine has plus 20% rate of fire and negative 30% weapon damage. Bottom half of the magazine has negative 20% fire rate and plus 30% weapon damage. If we now translate that with what we've just learned, at base, it does get a little bit complicated as you start adding builds in, but at base, measured literally says top half your magazine gives plus 20% damage but minus 30% damage, so you're effectively negative 10%, and the bottom half of your magazine is negative 20% damage but plus 30% damage, which in effect is just plus 10% damage for the second part of the magazine, which is fine because the first part of the magazine we were negative 10. So in effect what we have done in a 50 round mag, say we were doing 100 damage typically, in a 50 round mag for 25 bullets we're doing 90 damage. For the second part of our mag we're doing 110 damage. Add the entire magazine damage together, we're back to square one of what we would have been doing if we didn't even use measured. Like, does this make sense to anyone? Like, oh, but it's really good on Strikers. How? It's giving you nothing. Oh, you can build stacks quicker. Okay, fine. Without measured, this is easy to do. 900 times Strikers 1.15 RPM is 1035. 1035 divided by 60 is 17 bullets per second. Decay of 2 stacks per second, that's 15 stacks per second without measured. With measured, this gets weird because the magazine is split. 900 times 1.45, that's measured and Strikers, that's 1305. Divided by 60, that's 22. That means we gain 22 stacks on the first half of the magazine, which will take 1.1 second. 900 add in Strikers minus the fire rate of measured, that gives us 855 divided by 60, which is 14. 25 divided by 14 is 1.8. 1.1 and 1.8, that's the exact duration that each side of measured will last, is 2.9. 50 divided by 2.9 equals, because we can't exactly gain half a stack or whatever, yeah, we're still gaining 17 stacks per second at the rate of 2 decaying per second, which puts us back to 15. So you're gaining stacks per magazine at the exact same rate as you would do without measured, and you're also not gaining damage. This is the part where measured actually does get a bit weird, and if I can find it, I'll link it in the description. Some absolute legend of a dude went through and calculated measured on pretty much every single weapon, minus, I believe it's the apartment or safety distance, one of the two. I think it's the apartment for perfect measured. At endgame calculations, when you start adding multipliers and etc in, the total DPS rate increase that measured will give you ended up being like 1.89% across all weapons. It's like, to put it simply, measured gives you a 2% increase in your damage. Well, no, not even your damage, your DPS over time. Across the entire magazine, it will give you a 2% increase. Just to put this into perspective, Fast Hands isn't directly a damage talent, it's a DPS talent, but for your sustainable DPS, not your burst DPS. And in the right hands, Fast Hands can increase your overall DPS by like 15 to 20%. Assuming you are continually firing. Yeah. Measured is just not good in any way, shape or form. And it does become a bit frustrating. I'm trying to be nice about this. I got told off because apparently I'm too mean and it's affecting the growth of my channel. So I'm trying to be nice. Measured is bad. Like, there's no two ways about it. If you like it for liking it, fine. If you want to run it because it makes you go brr or whatever, fine. I have no issues with people running what they want. My big issue with everything, and the reason I do this, is to inform. So, to summarise, measured is bad, doesn't actually give you anything, it doesn't increase your stack gain rate on strikers, it's the exact same. The overall DPS increase, depending on your build and multipliers, it's not even 2%. And yeah, measured is another one of those talents where I gauge content creators on it, because every time I see someone be like, oh yeah, measured is best in slot, I'm just like yeah, click, no, bye, because it's not. I'm not doing too well at this being nice and polite thing, am I? Ugh. This is the issue with spreadsheets. And then you get people argue with you, oh, you're just being controversial for the sake of being controversial. If 1 + 1 for you is controversial, then I don't know what to tell you, buddy. I really don't. Like, I have controversial opinions, but typically when I'm doing the old spreadsheet thing, that's not an opinion. Okay, if you don't like numbers, they're the same in every language except for idiot. Yeah, I really suck at this being nice thing. I am sorry, that person who commented being like, dude, you might want to tone it down a bit. And I'm like, ah! Anyway, have fun, good luck, don't die. It's bad for the health.